Have you ever laid in bed at night, eyes wide open, wondering why your body feels tired, but your brain just won't shut off? Maybe you're staring at the ceiling, trying to count sheep, trying to get comfortable, but nothing works. Or maybe you fall asleep okay, but like clockwork. You're up at 2 or 3 in the morning wide awake, frustrated, and not sure why. If that sounds like you, you're definitely not alone. And if you're over 60, there's something important you need to hear. Because the truth is, a lot of people believe that poor sleep is just part of getting older, like it's something you're supposed to accept. But that's not entirely true. Yes, your body changes. Your internal clock, what scientists call your circadian rhythm, starts to shift. But that doesn't mean you're doomed to toss and turn forever. Let me tell you what's really going on. As we age, our production of melatonin, the hormone that helps regulate sleep, starts to drop. And the signals your brain once relied on to tell you it's bedtime, they start to fade too. That's why so many people in their 60s and 70s wake up multiple times a night. According to the Mayo Clinic, up to 50% of older adults suffer from some form of insomnia. Not only does this leave you feeling groggy the next day, but it can also weaken your immune system, raise your blood pressure, and even impact memory and concentration. Now, let me give you a real-life example. There's a man named Tom, a retired math teacher from Arizona. At 68, he found himself waking up every night at 1:30 a.m., unable to get back to sleep until sunrise. It wasn't until he learned about how melatonin and certain nutrients affect the sleep cycle that things began to change. He started adjusting what he ate in the evenings: more bananas, oatmeal, even some almond milk. And within 2 weeks, his sleep began to stabilize. He wasn't just sleeping longer. He was waking up feeling like himself again. Here's the good news: you don't need to reach for a sleeping pill right away. There are natural, science-backed ways to support your sleep, and many of them start right in your kitchen. And over the next few minutes, we're going to explore 7 specific foods that can make a real difference. But before we dive in, take a moment and ask yourself, when was the last time you woke up feeling truly refreshed, like your body had rested, your mind felt clear, and your mood was actually good? If it's been a while, that's okay. You're here now, and we're going to take this one step at a time. Because sleep isn't just about closing your eyes, it's about restoring your energy, your focus, your peace. So grab a pen if you want to take notes, or just sit back and listen, because what you're about to learn might just help you fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and wake up feeling like yourself again. So now you might be wondering, how exactly does sleep work? What's going on behind the scenes when we lay down and close our eyes? Let's take a quick look at the science. But don't worry, we'll keep it simple and practical. Your sleep is managed by a pretty incredible team inside your body. First, there's melatonin, a hormone that acts like a gentle signal from your brain telling you it's time to wind down. But melatonin doesn't work alone. It depends on a chain of other chemicals: serotonin, tryptophan, magnesium, and even your blood sugar levels to set the stage. Think of it like a symphony. If one instrument is out of tune, the whole thing sounds off. Now here's what most people don't realize: by the time you hit your 50s or 60s, your body's natural production of melatonin drops significantly. According to a report from the National Institutes of Health, older adults can have up to 75% less melatonin circulating at night compared to younger people. That's a big drop. And when melatonin goes down, everything else gets thrown out of sync. This drop also affects your circadian rhythm, which is basically your body's internal clock. When this clock gets disrupted, it can lead to waking up too early, feeling sleepy during the day, or just never getting that deep, refreshing kind of rest. Sleep researchers at Harvard have also shown that poor regulation of cortisol, your stress hormone, can interfere with melatonin cycles. That's why managing stress and choosing calming, nutrient-rich foods in the evening can have such a powerful impact. Here's where food becomes medicine. Your dinner plate can literally help reset your rhythm. One of the most powerful foods for that, bananas. You've probably got one sitting in your kitchen right now. Maybe you think of it as a quick snack, something you toss into a smoothie. But bananas are actually packed with 3 nutrients that are incredibly important for sleep: magnesium, vitamin B6, and potassium. This trio helps relax your muscles, calm your nerves, and support the production of serotonin. Now, serotonin is a mood booster, but it's also the building block of melatonin. Your body uses serotonin to make melatonin later in the evening. So when you eat a banana about an hour before bed, you're giving your brain the ingredients it needs to ease into sleep naturally. Let me introduce you to Rosa. She's 65, a retired librarian who struggled with nighttime twitching and waking up every hour. She started eating a ripe banana, just one each night before bed. Within a week, she noticed she wasn't tossing and turning as much. Within a month, her sleep felt deeper and more complete. Her daughter even commented on how much more energetic and focused she seemed in the mornings. But Rosa's not alone. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine found that adults who consumed foods rich in B6 and magnesium before bed had significantly better sleep quality and reduced nighttime awakenings. If you want to supercharge the banana's effect, try this: make a warm oat milk banana pudding. Just mash a banana, mix it into warm oat milk, and sprinkle a little cinnamon. It's like a cozy hug for your nervous system. Plus, it's delicious. Want to get a bit fancy? Try eating a slightly green banana instead of a super ripe one. Why? Because greener bananas contain resistant starch, a type of fiber that helps feed the good bacteria in your gut. And believe it or not, some of those gut bacteria actually help produce sleep-supporting compounds. It's all connected. So the bottom line, a banana a day might not keep the doctor away, but it might just help you drift off naturally, without pills, and wake up feeling like yourself again. Now let's talk about something small, crunchy, and surprisingly powerful: almonds. You've probably eaten them as a snack, tossed them into your oatmeal, or maybe even blended them into almond milk. But what you might not know is that almonds are quietly working behind the scenes to help your body wind down and get ready for sleep. Let's break it down. Almonds are rich in magnesium, and magnesium plays a huge role in your body's ability to relax. It's what helps calm the nervous system, lower blood pressure, and regulate muscle function. In fact, researchers at the University of Medical Sciences in Iran found that magnesium supplementation significantly improved sleep efficiency, sleep time, and reduced early morning awakenings in older adults. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Almonds also help regulate your cortisol levels. Cortisol is your body's main stress hormone. It's what kicks in when you're worried, overwhelmed, or thinking about that long to-do list while lying in bed. If your cortisol is elevated at night, it's like trying to fall asleep while your brain is running a marathon. Magnesium helps bring those levels down so your body can get into a true state of rest. But almonds don't stop there. They also provide vitamin E, which supports brain health and reduces oxidative stress. This is key, especially as we age, because oxidative stress can subtly disrupt your ability to stay in deep sleep. And don't forget the healthy fats; they stabilize blood sugar levels through the night, which is crucial because a dip in blood sugar at 2 a.m. is one of the most common reasons people wake up unexpectedly. So, what's the best way to enjoy almonds for sleep? Keep it simple. A small handful, about 8 to 10 almonds an hour before bed is enough. If you've got time, soak them in water for a few hours first. This reduces naturally occurring compounds called phytates that can make it harder to absorb magnesium. Soaked almonds are softer, easier to digest, and just as tasty. Want to go the extra mile? Make your own almond milk at home. It's easier than you think. Soak almonds overnight. Peel off the skins, blend with warm water, strain, and add a pinch of cinnamon. Sip it warm before bed and notice the calm that comes over you. It's not magic. It's just good. Old-fashioned nourishment. Now, let's shift gears and talk about something sweet. Red. And totally underrated cherries. You might think of them as a summer fruit or a dessert topping, but they're actually one of nature's best-kept sleep secrets. Cherries, especially tart cherries, are one of the very few natural sources of melatonin. Yes, that same hormone your brain produces to signal sleep. But when age, stress, or late-night screen time throws your melatonin production off, cherries can help bring it back. A study from Louisiana State University found that participants who drank tart cherry juice twice a day slept an average of 84 minutes longer each night. That's huge. But melatonin isn't the only thing cherries bring to the table. They're also packed with antioxidants called anthocyanins, which help reduce inflammation, particularly in the brain. If you've ever woken up feeling groggy or mentally foggy, chronic inflammation might be to blame. Cherries help clear out that fog and restore clarity. You don't need a whole bowl. Just 10 to 15 cherries, fresh or frozen. Eaten about an hour before bed. Can help reset your body's internal clock. And yes, frozen cherries work just as well as fresh ones, just avoid the dried, sugary kinds. They often spike your blood sugar, which is the opposite of what you want before sleep. For a treat, blend cherries with a bit of almond milk and banana to make a light, soothing evening smoothie. It's tasty, calming, and supports your body from multiple angles. This combo gives you natural melatonin, magnesium, and serotonin all in one delicious cup. Sometimes the best solutions don't come from the pharmacy. They come from your grocery bag. Sleep isn't just about the hours you spend in bed. It's about how you prepare for those hours. Almonds and cherries are two easy, natural, and powerful ways to start telling your body, hey, it's time to rest. Let's keep this sleep journey going, because the next food might surprise you. It's small, fuzzy, and often overlooked: the kiwi. Yep, that bright green tropical fruit isn't just a pretty slice in your fruit salad. It's one of the most science-backed foods for improving sleep. Researchers in New Zealand, the birthplace of the kiwi, conducted a fascinating study on adults with sleep issues. They found that eating just 2 kiwis an hour before bed helped participants fall asleep faster, sleep longer, and wake up less during the night. In fact, some reported up to a 42% improvement in overall sleep quality. That's a big deal, especially if you've been waking up groggy or restless. So what makes kiwi so powerful? It all comes down to its nutrient content. First, it's loaded with serotonin, that same feel-good chemical we talked about with bananas. Serotonin plays a key role in initiating sleep and regulating mood, and more serotonin means more melatonin, the hormone your body uses to wind down. Kiwi also has high levels of antioxidants like vitamin C and vitamin E. These aren't just for your immune system, they help lower oxidative stress in your brain, which can interfere with your ability to stay in deep, restorative sleep. Ever wake up feeling mentally foggy or like your thoughts are moving in slow motion? That could be a sign your brain didn't fully recharge overnight. Here's a cool bonus: the skin of the kiwi is actually edible. Yes, it's fuzzy, but underneath that fuzz is a powerhouse of extra fiber and nutrients. If you give it a gentle scrub and slice it thin, you might find it's not so bad after all. The extra fiber helps keep your digestion smooth, and better digestion often means better sleep. Want to boost its effects even more? Try pairing kiwi with half a banana about 60 minutes before bed. It's the dream team. The banana delivers tryptophan and magnesium, while the kiwi provides serotonin and antioxidants. Together, they give your body the raw materials it needs to naturally produce and sustain melatonin through the night. Now let's shift to something totally different. Something sour, crunchy, and fermented. I'm talking about sauerkraut. You might not think of it as a sleep aid, but this probiotic-rich food has a few surprising benefits. Sauerkraut is packed with beneficial bacteria that support gut health, and as scientists now know, your gut and brain are deeply connected. This is what's called the gut-brain axis. When your gut is balanced and healthy, it sends calming signals to your brain through a chemical pathway that supports sleep. Some of these bacteria even help stimulate the production of GABA, a neurotransmitter that quiets nerve activity and helps you relax. But here's the important part. You have to eat sauerkraut the right way. Too much, too late, or combined with heavy proteins like red meat can actually upset your digestion and make things worse. Keep it light. A few tablespoons of raw, unpasteurized sauerkraut, eaten 2 to 3 hours before bed, is enough. Also, be mindful of how your body reacts. Some people have histamine sensitivities, which fermented foods can trigger. If you experience symptoms like flushed skin, headaches, or feeling overheated after eating sauerkraut, it might not be the right food for you. That's okay. Everyone's biology is different. What helps one person sleep like a baby might keep someone else up all night. The key takeaway here is personalization. Sleep isn't one size fits all, but if your gut is healthy, your brain has a better shot at relaxing too. And sauerkraut, when used thoughtfully, can be one small but mighty piece of that puzzle. You can even make your own at home with just cabbage, sea salt, and a jar. It's simple, natural, and empowering to take control of your sleep from the inside out. So between the tropical kiwi and the humble sauerkraut, you've got two powerful tools, one to boost serotonin and antioxidants, and the other to support your gut and calm your nervous system. That's what sleep-friendly eating is all about, supporting your biology. Naturally. Now here's a food most people only think of in the morning, but it might be exactly what your body needs at night. I'm talking about oatmeal. Yep, that warm, cozy bowl of oats you've probably had for breakfast. It turns out, it can be one of the most underrated tools for better sleep. You see, oatmeal is loaded with complex carbohydrates, magnesium, and a unique compound called avenin. Let's break that down. First, the complex carbs in oats help keep your blood sugar levels stable overnight. Why does that matter? Because one of the top reasons people wake up around 2 or 3 a.m. is due to a dip in blood sugar. When your brain senses that drop, it signals a mini stress response to wake you up. Oatmeal prevents that by offering a slow, steady release of energy all night long. Second, magnesium. This mineral is like a natural sedative for your muscles and your mind. It helps calm your nervous system, lowers your heart rate, and prepares you for deeper sleep. Then there's avenin, a lesser-known compound in oats that has gentle calming effects. It's not going to knock you out, but it can help reduce overstimulation and ease mental chatter, the kind that keeps you staring at the ceiling. Here's a simple way to bring oats into your evening. Cook half a cup of rolled oats in warm almond or oat milk. Add a few chopped walnuts or almonds, maybe a pinch of cinnamon, and you've got yourself a bedtime bowl that's both comforting and functional. Want to mix things up? Blend a banana with oat milk and a spoonful of ground oats for a creamy nighttime smoothie. Studies have shown that people who regularly consume oats before bed spend more time in restorative deep sleep phases. That's where the magic happens when your body repairs itself. Your brain clears out clutter, and you wake up feeling more refreshed. And now we come to a classic chamomile. If there's one natural remedy almost everyone has heard of for sleep, it's this gentle flower. But here's the thing, chamomile only works if you know how to use it right. Chamomile contains a compound called apigenin. It's a natural flavonoid that binds to receptors in your brain, helping to reduce anxiety and signal your nervous system to relax. In other words, it acts like a soft whisper telling your body it's safe to let go. And this is important, most people don't brew it correctly. If you just dip a tea bag in boiling water for a minute or two, you're barely getting anything out of it. The trick is steeping. You need to use dried whole chamomile flowers if possible, not crushed powder. And you need to let them steep, covered, in hot but not boiling water for at least 8 to 10 minutes. That's how you extract the full calming potential. Want to take it even further? Add in a bit of lemon balm or passion flower, both of which enhance the calming effects. And if you like a little sweetness, stir in half a teaspoon of raw honey. Not only is honey soothing, but it also helps regulate glucose levels through the night, another win for uninterrupted sleep. There's even evidence from a study in the journal Phytomedicine showing that chamomile extract significantly improved sleep quality in older adults, especially those who had trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. The beauty of chamomile is in the ritual. When you brew it slowly, sip it mindfully, and enjoy it in a calm space, maybe with dim lighting and no screens, it becomes more than just tea. It becomes a cue for your brain, hey, the day is done. Time to rest. And when you do it consistently, same time each night, your brain starts to associate the taste, the warmth, the smell with the feeling of safety and sleep. That's the real power of chamomile. It's not just about chemicals. It's about conditioning your mind and body to relax deeply and naturally. So whether it's a cozy bowl of oats or a warm mug of chamomile tea, remember, preparing for sleep isn't just something you do with your eyes closed. It starts with intention, and it starts with food. All right, now it's time to talk about something that might catch you off guard: decaf coffee. A lot of folks switch to decaf thinking it's totally safe for sleep. No caffeine, no problem. Right? Well, not quite. The truth is, decaf still contains caffeine. Maybe not a lot, but just enough to mess with your sleep if you're sensitive. Most decaf coffees still have around 3% to 10% of the original caffeine content. That might sound small, but for some people, even that little bit can be enough to keep your brain alert when you're trying to wind down. And here's another twist: the way decaf coffee is processed can sometimes leave behind chemical residues like methylene chloride. These residues can interfere with neurotransmitters that play a role in sleep regulation. So not only are you getting trace amounts of caffeine, but possibly compounds that confuse your body's natural rhythm. Plus, let's not forget the power of association. If your brain has spent years linking the smell and taste of coffee to waking up and being productive, drinking even decaf at night might accidentally trigger alertness instead of relaxation. It's like lighting a match in a dark room. Your mind gets the wrong signal. So if you're struggling with sleep, try switching to something truly calming in the evening, like a warm herbal tea. Chamomile, lemon balm, or passion flower are great choices, especially when brewed the right way. These drinks signal your body that it's time to rest, not rev up. And now, I want to share a couple of quick stories, real stories, because sometimes we need a little proof that these changes work. First, meet Rosa. She's 65, and had been waking up every single night around 2 a.m., frustrated and tired. After cutting out her nightly cup of decaf and replacing it with a banana oat smoothie and a mug of chamomile tea, her sleep transformed. Within a week, she was sleeping through the night. Her mood improved, and she even said she started dreaming again, something she hadn't experienced in years. Then there's Martin, a 67-year-old widower who relied on sleep aids for over a decade. He decided to try a natural approach: almonds, cherries, and a kiwi at night. It took some time, but by week 3, he noticed a dramatic shift. He was falling asleep faster, waking up less, and feeling more energetic in the morning. His doctor was so impressed. He started recommending the same routine to other patients. These are real people with real struggles, just like you. The lesson's small. Natural changes can have a big impact. You don't have to settle for restless nights or wake up tired. You just have to give your body what it needs to remember how to rest. Better sleep is possible, and it might be simpler than you think. So let's bring it all together. Sleep doesn't start when your head hits the pillow. It starts with how you treat your body in the hours leading up to bedtime. It's in what you eat, what you drink, the way you wind down, and the choices you make, little choices that stack up into something powerful. You've just learned about 7 foods that can support deeper, more natural sleep. Not magic pills, not complicated routines, just simple. Everyday foods: bananas, almonds, cherries, kiwi, sauerkraut, oats, and chamomile tea. Each one helps your body in a different way, relaxing your muscles, calming your nerves, balancing your hormones, and signaling your brain that it's time to rest. The best part: you don't need to change everything overnight. Start small. Try one of these foods tonight. Pick your favorite, maybe a warm cup of chamomile tea, or a bowl of oatmeal with a sprinkle of cinnamon and walnuts. See how you feel tomorrow morning. Then try another. Over time, your body will begin to respond. It'll remember what deep sleep feels like. Remember Rosa? All she did was swap out her evening snack and drink tea instead of decaf coffee. And Martin, he gave himself a 3-week experiment with cherries, almonds, and kiwi, and it changed everything. If something in this video helped you or gave you hope, consider sharing it with someone you care about. You never know who might need a little help sleeping tonight. Maybe it's your spouse. Maybe it's a friend. Maybe it's you finally giving yourself permission to rest. Subscribe for more tips like this, because your health, your rest, and your peace of mind matter. You deserve to wake up feeling good, to feel strong, clear, and calm. Better sleep starts with one small step, and maybe tonight is your step. Why not give it a try?